Hello everyone, back again with movie and tune recap. Today, I'm going to explain a Canadian psychological horror thriller film from 2021, titled Motherly. Spoilers ahead, so watch out and take care. The movie begins with a young girl, seemingly in danger, sitting on a couch blindfolded while a woman stands over her with a butcher knife. However, it's revealed that woman is Kate. She is actually celebrating her daughter, Beth's 9th birthday. Despite being her special day, Beth appears troubled and wished for her father, Brad, to join them. Kate and Beth live secluded in a farmhouse far from the city due to a past incident. Kate gives Beth her birthday present first, but Beth is disappointed to find it's her mother's locket instead of an iPad. After putting on the locket, Beth asks if they can play hide and seek for her birthday, but Kate refuses, revealing that the game is forbidden due to a past event. Beth then asks if she can play outside, and though reluctant, Kate allows her with a warning to stay away from the barn. While Beth plays football outside, Kate begins to type about the event of years ago on her laptop, and she writes a sentence stating, "My husband is a killer." Years ago, a woman named Mary dropped off her daughter, Courtney, at Kate's home because she had to go to work and her husband, Lewis, was not around. After Mary left, Kate and the two girls decides to play hide and seek. Courtney chose to hide in Beth's closet, and after counting, Kate went to where Courtney was hiding, and instead of opening the closet, she left the room. As soon as Kate left, a hand grabbed Courtney from behind. In the present, Kate becomes concerned when she realizes her daughter is no longer where she was playing, only finding her jacket left behind. Spotting the barn door cracked open, she assumes Beth is inside, and as she enters, she sees something that turns out to be her imagination. Calling out for Beth, she receives no response, and she ventures into the barn's basement. Kate is startled by Beth holding a pitchfork, causing Kate to break down in tears. She angrily escorts Beth out of the barn, and on their way to the house, Kate notices the front door is cracked open, raising her suspicions. Despite this, they both went inside, and someone is seen watching them from the barn. Inside, Kate settles Beth in the living room and urged her to stay quiet before grabbing a butcher knife from the kitchen and heads upstairs to search for the intruder. Upon entering her daughter's room, Kate meticulously searches every corner, even checking Beth's closet, but finds nothing. Suddenly, she hears a noise, seemingly coming from her own room, prompting her to investigate. As Kate approaches the mirror, Beth startles her from behind, asking if she found anything, but Kate said no. Beth mentions how the house feels haunted before heading downstairs. Kate also follows, and as she leaves, a figure can be seen emerging behind the mirror. At night, as they sit in the living room watching cartoon, Beth hears a car approaching. Thinking it's her dad, she rushes to the window, only to find out that it is police officer Hal, who has come to check up on them. Hal is also Kate's boyfriend, and it's evident that Beth doesn't like Officer Hal, and she reluctantly responds to his words under her mother's pressure. After discovering it's Beth's birthday, Hal hands her a present, but her joy quickly turns to disappointment when she finds a doll inside. When Kate and Hal leave the room, Beth twists the doll in frustration before tossing it away. In the kitchen, Kate confides in Hal about Beth's belief that the house is haunted, and Hal suggests it might be because the previous occupant was found dead upstairs, alone and without any family. Hal then reveals his true reason for being here, but not wanting Beth to overhear, they both head outside for privacy. It's revealed that Kate's husband, Brad, committed suicide in prison after being sentenced for the murder of Beth's friend, Courtney, which happened 2 years ago. Kate is devastated by the news and breaks down in tears. Hal comforts her, reassuring her that she will no longer suffer the abuse inflicted by Brad. Meanwhile, inside, Beth discovers the article her mom was writing about her dad on her laptop. Before she can fully process it, Kate catches her and angrily tells her to go to her room. When Hal mentions he wants to leave, Kate urges him to stay and Beth head to her room. After tucking Beth into bed, Beth asks about the article, but Kate reveals it's not about her dad. Before leaving, and as Kate heads downstairs, she fails to notice her bathroom door opening. In the living room, Kate pleads with Hal to stay with her tonight, admitting she doesn't want to be alone. Suddenly, she kisses him and begins to create a romantic atmosphere, but Hal stops her, revealing he doesn't want to betray his wife's trust again. Angered by his rejection, Kate shouts at Hal to leave her house, and he abruptly departs. As Kate sits alone in the living room, a figure stands behind her before the lights in the house suddenly goes off. She asks Beth if she saw her phone, but Beth, who is playing game with it, denies seeing it. Feeling something is amiss, Kate decides to check the front door, where she discovers it's open and the light in the barn is on. She tries to turn it off but fails, and in panic she locks the door. As Kate returns to the living room to retrieve the butcher knife, she discovers it's missing. Suddenly, Kate is startled by an intruder, and she moves backward. She is grabbed by another intruder. However, she manages to break free and rushes to Beth's room, where they barricade the door with a large table before attempting to escape through the window. Despite their efforts, the intruders manage to enter the room, and Beth is taken away, before one of the intruders knocks Kate unconscious. After regaining consciousness, Kate finds herself tied up in the barn basement and witnesses Beth being threatened at gunpoint. She pleads for her daughter's life, but the female intruder insists they will spare Beth only if Kate cooperates. When they unveil their faces, Kate is shocked to see that it is Mary and her husband, Louis, who came to seek revenge for their daughter Courtney's death and to get information about what happened. Mary instructs Louis to take Beth back to the house and set up her phone to record Kate. Mary revealed they have been looking for Kate since and they almost got her in Nuxton, but the reporters got her first, and after that, she left the town. When Kate asked Mary why she is doing this, Mary revealed she knows why and show her a newspaper article about a kid killer. Mary accuses Kate of lying to the jury to exonerate herself and frame Brad for a crime he didn't commit. Mary reveals that it was Kate who murdered their daughter and not Brad, a claim Kate vehemently denies. Mary accuses Kate of framing her husband and put him in prison in her place, claiming she can prove it. Back at the house, Beth asks Louis if he is going to kill them, but Louis reassures her that they are only here to ask Kate some questions. Suddenly, Beth tells Louis that he is bleeding, and when he is distracted, she kicks the gun out of his hand and runs into the house. Inside the house, Louis searches frantically for Beth, checking every room including Beth's room, under the bed, and inside the wardrobe, but he can't find her. He decides to head back downstairs, unaware that Beth is hiding on top of her wardrobe. Meanwhile, back at the barn, Mary tries to persuade Kate to admit that she was the one who killed Courtney, but Kate refuses. Kate then shocks Mary by revealing the news of Brad's death, causing Mary to break down. It's revealed that Mary had been having an affair with Brad. Unable to convince Kate to tell the truth, Mary stops the video recording and pulls out a plier from her jacket pocket. She used the plier to remove Kate's fingers, causing her to bleed, and then sets up her phone again to continue recording. Meanwhile, back at the house, Beth silently enters her room, grabs her mom's phone, and hides under the bed. She calls Officer Hal, who is on his way home. Before he can answer, Louis locates Beth and drags her out from under the bed, ending the call abruptly. When Louis sees the call, he panics and took Beth to the barn. Hal receives another call, thinking it's from Kate, but it's actually from his wife, Carol. She asks about his whereabouts, and Louis lies to her. Carol, however, knows he's with Kate and warns him not to come home before ending the call. Left with no other option, Hal decides to turn around and drive back to Kate's house. At the barn house, Louis informs Beth that she has called the police, prompting the couple to return to the house. They tie Beth up in the living room while Mary takes Kate to the kitchen to tend to her injuries. Suddenly, Hal arrives at Kate's house, and Mary decides to use Kate to get rid of him. Louis threatens to kill Kate and her daughter if she fails to cooperate. As Hal opens the door, he explains the reason for his visit, and when he asks Kate if she's okay, being held at gunpoint, Kate reluctantly says yes. Hal tries to convince Kate to let him stay with her, but she declines, claiming she's tired. As Hal prepares to leave, Beth kicks the table, which draws his attention, but Kate lies about it. Before Hal leaves, he notices something behind the door but decides not to react. As Hal drives away, Mary attempts to take Kate back to the barn house, but Kate struggles, revealing to Louis that Mary will kill her. Louis decides to interrogate her, and instructs Mary to stay with Beth in the house. Mary hands Louis her phone to continue recording, before Louis and Kate head to the barn house. Inside the barn house, Lewis reveals to Kate that when Courtney went missing, Mary was devastated and fell apart completely, and despite providing evidence to the police, nobody believed him except for his wife. However, Kate warns Lewis that he will go to prison for this, to which he responds affirmatively, willing to go along with her. Meanwhile, Hal, who had driven away from the house, stops and calls his colleague at the HQ, informing him to come to the McKinley house with backup, suspecting a home invasion. Back at the farmhouse, Mary tries to be kind to Beth, removing the duct tape from her and assuring her that she will take care of her, and her mom will never hurt her again. Beth reveals she wants to go stay with her dad, but Mary sadly informs her that he is dead, leaving Beth heartbroken. In the barn house, Lewis, unconvinced that Brad killed Courtney, tries to persuade Kate to tell the truth, and surprisingly, Kate agrees to reveal the truth. Lewis takes out his phone and begins recording as Kate explains what happened the day Courtney died. Kate reveals that she and the girls were playing hide and seek, and after counting to 15, ready to seek, she took a butcher knife and began looking for the girls. Eventually, Kate confesses that she found Courtney's hiding spot and stabbed her with the knife. She then cleaned the closet before dumping Courtney's body in a truck, and left it to be found and frame Brad for the murder. This shocking revelation leaves Lewis broken, and he pulls out the gun to shoot Kate.
Please wait.
Meanwhile, Hal enters the forest to reach the farmhouse, and upon arriving, he hears Lewis screaming coming from the barn house, indicating trouble. As Lewis and Kate prepare to leave the barn, Hal arrives and threatens Lewis at a gunpoint, demanding he release Kate. Kate urges Hal to shoot Lewis, but Lewis reveals that Kate killed his daughter, and he has proof on his phone. As Lewis reaches for his phone, Hal, mistaking it for a gun, shoots him. Realizing his mistake, Hal rushes to grab the phone, before Kate can get to it. Upon opening the phone and when he was watching Kate's confession, Kate seizes the opportunity to grab Lewis's gun and fatally shoots Hal in the head.
Yes.
Meanwhile, back at the house, Mary rushes to check the window upon hearing the gunshot from the barn. She sees Kate emerging from the barn with a gun and quickly unties Beth, telling her that Kate is coming. Beth reveals she knows where they can hide, and Mary grabs a butcher knife. Beth leads Mary to her secret hiding spot in the basement, and as Kate enters the house and search for Beth, she eventually locates Beth's secret hiding spot. Realizing that Kate now knows where they are, Mary hides Beth in a secret compartment and prepares to confront Kate. Both Mary and Kate exchange words, with Mary challenging Kate to come down and face her. Kate agrees and manages to shoot Mary in the arm, but Mary retaliates by stabbing Kate in the arm. A struggle ensues between the two women, during which Mary is able to disarm Kate and get rid of the gun from her hand. As Mary continues pressing the knife into Kate's arm, Kate retaliates by pressing on Mary's injury, forcing her to back down, and Kate manages to remove the knife from her arm. Beth emerges from her hiding place and picks up the knife. Unsure of whom to support, she runs away. Injured, Mary decides to go after Beth, and Kate, still suffering from the pain, picks up the gun and follows them. Beth runs to the barn house with Mary following behind and urging her to stop. Inside, Mary sees the bodies of Officer Hal and her husband, Lewis, causing her to cry. Soon after, Kate reaches the barn, and as Mary is distracted, Beth suddenly appears and stabs her with a pitchfork. However, Kate tells Beth she can't do that, and Beth reveals she is helping. Kate remembers her of the promise she made never to kill anyone again. It is then revealed that Beth was the true killer of Courtney, and Kate decided to frame Brad to cover up the truth of Courtney's death, and after learning the truth, Mary wept before passing away. Thinking it's all over, Kate and Beth share a mother and daughter moment. However, Beth stabs Kate in the stomach with a piler, revealing she is avenging her dad's death. However, Kate reveals that everything she did was to protect Beth and expresses her love for her daughter. When Kate asks if Beth loves her, Beth remains silent, and as Kate dies, Beth walks out from the barn house, holding the butcher knife. Before the movie concludes, Beth is seen walking on the roadside. A stranger notices her walking and stops to ask if she needs help upon seeing her bloody outfit and the butcher knife she's holding. Beth grins slightly in response, leaving her intentions ambiguous. Okay guys, that's all the recap about Motherly from 2021. Thanks for watching, see you again in the next video.